Hey, how you guys doing? So, today we're going to talk about squeezing tomatoes. Now, a couple things. You know, the best kind of tomatoes to squeeze are Romas because they have a lot of meat in them and less water. And that's why they like to use Romas because there's less cooking time. If you got a tomato like this, one of these tomatoes, there's a lot of water in this tomato, and you're gonna have to cook it out. It may take you 6 8 hours. So I'm doing two different things today. So I learned a way to speed up my cooking time. I mean, there's times where I would cook. I would cook 8, 10, 12 hours, and now it's going to be less because what I did was I took bags of my tomatoes, and I used all different types of tomatoes. Whatever I couldn't sell at market, I had about 20 to 30 species of tomatoes, and I of course had Romas, different types of Romas. I froze them, and the reason I froze them was, let me show you. I don't know if this camera will move, but I don't know if you can see right here. This is a bucket, and I would put them in these bags, okay? And I don't know if you saw that, but I would put the tomatoes in bags, freeze them, because I needed to get a lot of tomatoes to make it worth my while squeezing. And then I froze them. And then what I did is once you thaw them, it breaks the cells up. And guess what? All the water comes out of them. So then what I do is I take the bags and I thaw the bags and I bust holes through the bags and squeeze the bags, and I squeeze the water out of them in the bag, and then I dump the bag into the hopper. And so I'm going to say that I'll save myself at least, I'll show you in a minute this pot, but I probably, out of all the tomatoes I'm doing, at least 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of water, which could mean 5, 6, 7 hours. Okay, now I know some of you people are going to say that if you freeze a tomato, you break the cells, whatever. I'm making tomato sauce today with my tomatoes that I froze, and the ones I showed you, I got 2 boxes down here that I'm going to make tomato juice with. So I won't have to sit here all day and cook it down. And then you could do whatever you want with the juice. But anyways, what I wanted to show you, I don't know if you could see my hopper, and you can see my system here, but let's show you how this works. This is a 3/4 inch horsepower unit, and I'm running these. This is the second time I'm running this tomato strip. And what I'll do is I will run them through 5 or 6 times, and I'll show you why. Whenever you have one of those handheld ones, there's no way you're going to get all the juice out. You end up throwing away a lot. And this is the second time through. I have other videos on this. Now, if you want to buy one of these things, they make smaller ones. I'll try to leave a link below for you. Okay. Now, there's a third run, and you'll see how this is getting smaller and smaller. Okay. This is the third time it's going through. And we'll do a fourth time. You can still see how the liquid's coming out. Look, there's a lot. So a lot of times, when you do it manually, you lose a lot. So now we'll look at this. We'll do this again. And this is a Cabela unit. It's a 3/4 horsepower. It's actually a meat grinder with an attachment. You have to buy this part as the attachment for the tomatoes. And it's a little proprietary. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. I'll show you what they do to you when you buy products that are a little proprietary. So here we go. This will be the third time. And as you see, it's getting smaller and smaller. And then I'll show you what I do with it at the end. We'll just run it one more time here. Maybe we'll go 2 more times. You can see the juice is still coming out. All right, just coming out. And by the way, you won't see the part that I'm going to be canning this with the pressure cooker. So, and maybe we'll do that another time. I'll also show you what I'm doing on the oven here in a second with this. So this is number 5. And you can see how these tomatoes, probably like 40 tomatoes here. And basically 40 tomatoes ends up not being a lot. Now, this stuff here you can feed your chickens, throw it out, compost. I'm going to try to grow a field with it as ground cover. Every time I do this though, when I try to dry these out, the mice get them. It's amazing how even if you don't have mice, they find your seeds. Now I'm going to show you. This is my tray here of my final squeeze product. Okay, you can see it's coming out. And so this stuff here probably has thousands of seeds. And they may be squished, they may not. You could probably throw them out. But I'm probably going to plant them in a field and just let them grow. Just see, instead of weeds, we'll just have tomatoes. Tomato weeds. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. I'm going to take this and let's see if we could. I want to go slow so it doesn't pixelate. All right, so now we're on the run here. So this is what I just poured, and I'm going to dump it, hopefully, into my pot. And when I get done, this pot will be filled. It's a big pot. Probably, I don't know, 5-10 gallons. And I'll cook this stuff down. I'll probably make some sauce with it. I'm going to do some paste. And then I'm going to do these 2 boxes next. And this is going to be real juice. So it'll take all day to cook this down. So I won't. We'll make this. We're going to make this to tomato drinks. Okay. Okay. Now, this is the box or the container, and I put these bags. These are the bags I had them in and I froze them. And when you freeze the tomatoes, this is how much water you get. Look at that. And that's a lot of water. I'll tilt this side. Think about how much time it would take me to put that. That water would fill that pot up right now. So now I cut my cooking time down, and look, it's already, that would look like that after 8 hours with that water. So I kind of cheated today. It was by accident. Oh, look how dirty my stove is. I'm in trouble. And so now back to the machine. So you could buy one of these fancy machines. This is a Cabela. There's other ones, and I'll put them down in some links below. And if you buy from me, I appreciate it. I make a couple of bucks if you bought one of these. But they make smaller ones. You don't have to get crazy like me. They got 1/4 horsepowers, 1/3 horsepowers, half. This is actually a meat grinder. So in my earlier videos, I made cevapcics, sausages, and we'll do that again. You can mix meats and do all kind of good stuff with this. Sausages, whatever, patties. And so this is Marco squeezing the last harvest tomatoes. We're not done. We're going to do these. Now, it's kind of funny. You're probably saying, oh, what, Marco, you went and bought tomatoes. Of course I bought tomatoes. I ran out of tomatoes a while ago. And so I bought these at auction and left them out. I bought them like 2 weeks ago. Oh, pretty good. I was hoping they'd freeze outside, and they didn't. They never froze, so I'm going to have all this water I got to deal with. So I'll be squeezing. It'll take me about a half hour to do these 2 boxes. So anyways, this is what we did today, squeezing tomatoes. And we're going to make tomato juice. We're going to make pasta, and we're going to add, some things to the pasta. I don't know. I'm going to look what I got, but probably onion and probably garlic. Probably, I don't know about oregano, but we'll add some green to it, some spices. We're also going to make paste. We'll cook a little bit of this down for a couple hours and make paste out of it, so I can put it in smaller jars. And then, of course, we're going to make tomato juice, which I hate. I don't even drink it. But the tomato juice could very well be used for a soup base. So if you want a tomato soup, you use the tomato juice, and you use some tomatoes, okay? But anyways, hey, thanks for coming on. Marko Squeezing Tomatoes.